You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show.
Hello, AfterBuzz fans. Bing is for doing, and if you're tuning in, bing, 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 this is the After Show for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Jersey. And I just want to remind you guys to tune into iTunes. Happy Monday. Yeah, it's like Traffic Monday. But want to remind you guys to check us out on iTunes. You can subscribe for absolutely free. Don't forget there's a new podcast app on the iPhone. And we love your comments. Rate us, call us, tweet us. We love it, love it, love it. And now I want to introduce my lovely co-host for today. Across from me,
Adrienne Vairo, and I'm not gonna plug my Twitter. I'm gonna plug my
Why?
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I'm on it. No, I'm Adrienne_Vairo for both. But I
Okay.
want to just say for Instagram because I use that more.
Okay, so are you posting like really interesting pictures?
Why don't you do both at the
Obviously.
same time?
Obs.
No, I'm not really a Twitter person like you, Giselle.
But you can Instagram and then tweet it.
I guess I can start doing that too.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Take it
Baby
one step at a
steps.
time.
Baby
And then to
steps.
my left is
Hey everyone, it's Giselle Ugarte. You can tweet me, Instagram me, YouTube me, Facebook me at Giselle Ugarte.
Or you can spin around in stilettos.
And you can sprint around stilettos, my blog sprintinginstilettos.com. Tomorrow, you guys, is the final challenge for my reality show, Eula Cott's Beauty Vlogger Bootcamp.
Okay.
I'm in the final 2. Voting will start tomorrow after a live chat at 4 p.m. Pacific on the letter U, look, HAUTE.com.
Okay, we have to plug
I'm
that
voting.
a lot.
We'll plug it at the end. But
Yeah.
Nice.
1 week of voting. The ultimate beauty fashion reality competition.
Very good. And I am Diona Vaughan, also known as your go-to girl. And I'm alone on this side yet again.
But it's hot.
It is a little warm, but I do miss Susan. Susan, she's in New York for the week, so just a special shout out and toast for our girl Susan.
Salud.
Ding, ding,
Salute
ding.
to my homie.
Salute to our homie. Okay, you guys, so let's dig into this episode. It's called the Sniff Test, and basically we start off this episode where the Giudice girls are getting ready for a big birthday party. It's Antonia's birthday, so not only is it her birthday, but it's another opportunity for, you know, the families to be together, to mend fences a little bit. And what I thought was really cute and interesting and sad at the same time, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, is at the very beginning, what's her name? Adriana,
Adriana, the little baby.
Adriana, yeah, the baby one. They're basically getting ready for the party, and she just calls Joe, her dad, "You're a big poop."
That's Melania.
Oh, Melania.
Melania.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
She calls him a big poop and says, "You know, you never spend time with the girls." And I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's really kind of telling when you've got the little one. Like, what is she, like?
She's 6.
5 or 6?
Yep.
When she's noticing that and she's saying something about it, what did you guys think about that?
I mean, I definitely, she said, she's like, you don't pay attention to your kids, right?
Exactly. You don't pay attention to your girls.
You don't pay attention to your
She specifically said
But
girls.
I know, and you see
And that could include
Teresa,
her mother.
I was going to say, Teresa's reaction was like, she kind of her jaw dropped. She's like, what did you just say?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that it was a kind of a whole bigger picture there that you're missing.
know.
You know what I mean?
I didn't really think that actually, because
Really?
I feel like a lot of times they're very extreme in any of their comments. You know, even Teresa, when she gets defended, I never do this, I always do that.
Right.
And so for me, you know, and you see how Gia, when she gets upset, it's not just a little upset. Her eyes bulge out.
Yeah.
She gets that Italian temper.
Right.
And so I just took it as her being fresh, as they like to say.
I do agree with you. I think
Yeah.
she was definitely being fresh, but I think for that age, for a 6-year-old to say that, it's like, where is that coming from? For
Yeah.
her to say, Daddy, you don't spend time with your girls.
I think she might have said the never thing, so that could have been from the Teresa, but I think that she grabbed the whole point of this, the point of her comment was true.
Because where is he? Isn't he at home all the time?
Well, we will soon see. And actually, I've got a whole round of news and gossip that's related to that point. So we'll get to that a little later. But I just thought that was interesting how the 6-year-old is basically calling out Daddy and saying, you're not around enough. So,
and even how she says, she's like, what are you going to do about it? Didn't she say that? And the dad just sat there and was like, what did you just say? And then he just walked away. I was like, if I said that to my dad when I was younger, he would have
you get
slapped
an
me.
open-handed slap in the mouth.
Seriously.
The poop comment wasn't very nice.
It wasn't, but that's a 6-year-old.
Right,
You know, that's,
right.
you know, typical.
But I
you
think
know?
the reason why I didn't take it as seriously is because every single time we've mentioned Joe on the show this season, it's been he does nothing but sit around at home.
Sit around, scratch his balls, does the splits.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
build new additions over the home that they can't afford. But okay.
We'll see.
We will see. Moving on. So we also see Lauren and her mom. They're in a business venture together, and this is the first time we're hearing about this, because we all know that last season Lauren, she went to beauty school or cosmetic school, to become a makeup artist.
Started a makeup line.
Which
called was it Chateau? Mm-hmm. Okay, so and that went along with their restaurant name, right? That's why they said it was a bad name.
Didn't work out,
yeah.
right? So now mom and daughter are in this business venture, and obviously Caroline, she's putting up a lot of money, and Lauren is kind of like, I don't know about the name. Now the name is called Cafe.
Yes.
What do you guys think about?
For your face.
You know,
Cafe for your face.
When I was watching it, at first when she said it, I was like, ugh. But then when Caroline described it, I was like, I love clever ideas. I would love to walk into a spa when you already go in to relax, and it's clever, and you have tea, and you can have like a menu of things for your face and massages and that. I like that idea.
Right. Yeah. When she started to break it down, I was like, I really like. I would go to a place like that.
Right.
Now the place that they were in, maybe we needed to have more vision, or maybe it's just one of those things you had to be there. I'm like, oh, that's the space you're picking.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I think that's going to be an interesting journey to like see that develop, that whole business. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see it on the show.
Yes.
So.
And I really, I want to see it develop, but I also want her to be doing it because she loves to do it. Because again, Lauren still, after every little comment, because I want to be more successful than Albie and Chris, or because I want to be as skinny as they are. I want to do this. And I feel like,
her motivation
isn't always the right place. And I also sometimes feel like she doesn't realize that there's like a lot of hard work that goes into it, rather than just like, okay, here's money, go do this, go do that.
Right.
Because even though she quote owns 49% of the company,
right?
How much of that money is hers if she's never worked a day in her life?
Probably not much, is what I'm guessing.
So is that like an inheritance, or not an inheritance, a trust fund?
Well, she's obviously getting paid for the show.
Well,
I mean,
I guess when I heard her make that comment, the way I took it is, okay, mom's really fronting the money for this, but like mom owns 51% since it's her money, and I own 49% since I'm the makeup artist.
Yeah,
I
saw that.
That's how I understood it,
And what difference is it going to make if they change the name? That's what I don't really see, especially in a small space in this economy.
Well, here's the deal. The difference is that, I don't know if you guys caught this, but Caroline, she already like filed the paperwork. She already paid to have the name.
Right.
You have to that's a whole process when you're starting a business. You have to like file.
Make sure
the
nobody
name.
has the name.
You have to get an LLC,
the
copyright. So it sounds like she's already invested a decent amount of money into that process. So that's what that's all about. If they changed it.
Right. I mean, I think that it shows that Lauren really does care. I know we're kind of tooling on her for having all these different things that but beauty and makeup is her expertise. And as much as she isn't skinny and she isn't necessarily rich yet, but this is like her passion.
It's her thing. Yeah.
So if she can roll with it, then she should. I mean, I do wish her the best with it. I think that's why she's like, oh man, she's like thinking over and over, is the name good? Is this going to be good?
Right.
She just needs to have realistic expectations.
Yeah.
And I feel like her life, she's been given everything in a silver spoon.
She gets the quick fix.
Right.
You know, she wasn't happy with her weight, so she went out and got the lap band. So now she's skinny. She tried the makeup line at Chateau.
Well, she's not skinny yet.
No, she's skinny. Didn't you see the pictures? She's small.
Well, she definitely lost
She's
weight.
like, she looks much different.
She looks different, but like what I'm saying about the realistic expectations is like, I feel like she thinks that with the lap band, she's going to look like Lindsay, who we'll talk about later, Albie's new love interest.
Yeah.
Or like with this little salon, all of a sudden she's going to make millions of dollars.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's not how it works. It
Yeah,
needs
I know.
there needs to be a bigger picture, and there needs to be a lot of hard work that'll get you to the next step.
Right.
And so that's kind of my thing with her is I kind of wonder like,
Yeah.
are you all talk? Do you really understand the backbones of the different operations of what you want?
happens.
Like what's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true businesswoman, Giselle.
Yeah.
I mean,
love it.
all of us.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
all see it.
And I mean, we also didn't really.
And we also are rooting for her.
We are. We're definitely
we
being
are
positive.
rooting for you, Lauren.
But we
Yes.
don't know why the other one, the Chateau, failed. Really, they didn't really talk
Yeah.
about
We
it.
don't really
So
know,
that
yeah.
that kind of brings about. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, okay, well, did you? I mean, what, like, did she just
Yeah.
give up? Like, we don't know.
I don't know.
Or was it just ultimate?
I just say use this, Real Housewives franchise platform as long as it's going to last. Use it to promote this business. Get your name out there. Get your branding because it worked for Bethany Frankel, so it can work for the rest of them. They just have to be smart about it.
And on that note, I mean, whatever Albie and Chris are doing is very smart.
Exploding,
Like
yeah.
I was talking about it with the black water. Think about Fiji Voss, how they have it in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like an upscale water, and black
Right.
has like a cool factor to it because it's black. I mean,
Right.
it's like a whole different element. Putting that in hotels, think about how successful they can do with
Yes.
water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about, I was like,
know,
props to them.
Maybe she should think about doing products instead of services because then she can put cafes on, say, Amazon.com.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Woo! Good one. So Giselle just opened up a wonderful door for us AfterBuzz fans. If you already shop with Amazon.com, if you go in there to get books or electronics, tennis rackets, shoes,
Makeup.
mugs, whatever. What we're asking you to do is check out the Amazon affiliate banner on AfterBuzzTV.com, and you make your purchases that way. And what happens is we get lots of fun little kickbacks. It helps bring you new shows, bring you new guests. It helps with the set, the studio. It brings us here. So you're going to do what you normally do if you shop on Amazon. You're just going to go to AfterBuzzTV.com. Just click on the banner. That's all you're going to do.
Easy.
Easy breezy, and you still get your purchase. All right, so moving on.
So we covered Lauren and Caroline's little new venture that they got going on.
I'm very looking forward to seeing the progress of that.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. For
Yeah,
a second,
and how
but
cool!
yeah.
That's a really cool idea. So I actually would like to see it play out.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I really would. I just hope they do it smart because I think
It can go cheesy.
It can go really far. It can be successful. You know what I mean? Like, look at all these different ventures that these different housewives have done. You know, it's just it's all about branding and marketing and right timing.
Definitely.
And, so
Yeah.
that's that. And moving on, you brought up Blackwater, so let's.
Is it black or BLK?
It's
Because they keep saying
you
it
know what?
differently.
I know,
It's
I know.
BLK.
They did used to say black.
They
and
did
then
used to
this
say
episode
black.
they said BLK.
Yeah, they did say
That's how
BLK.
they're branding it is the BLK, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like you would say black,
Yeah.
right?
I always
but
say
I do
black
think
water.
that they
Or black beverages.
Black beverages.
black
Okay.
beverages, yeah. 'cause they're
BLK
gonna
beverages?
They'll
Yeah.
expand, not just do water. Probably they'll
Well,
probably do everything.
Let's talk
Sorry,
about BLK.
continue.
Okay,
didn't mean to
let's talk
interrupt
about
you.
it.
That's okay. Your boyfriend,
Albie was looking really good.
Albie was looking really
I'm like, hold
cute.
on.
Albie was looking good, and this is where we see Albie actually introduce the girlfriend to Caroline
Are
for
we
the
gonna
first time.
we're gonna
at the
open this can of
party.
worms right now?
We're gonna open it right now. Why
Okay.
not? It's a good one.
All right, I want to hear what you have to say because I know that you got the maybe a little jealous factor.
Okay. First of all,
Okay.
there's no jealous factor. But what I think is really funny is how the way they describe her is she's an NFL cheerleader. She's an NFL cheerleader. Like, people, that's not a career.
I know.
You make like maybe $150 per game.
Yep.
You have to have a part-time or a full-time job to even do that.
So
Like, I
true.
want to know what this girl does.
Is she
Did she
a
go
dancer?
to school? She's a cute girl. She has a
Right.
cute body. But, I feel like she's either really, really maybe a little too quiet for this family, or else they only caught her when she wasn't speaking, because even though she got up and danced on the table with Melissa, that
Which
was cute
was
and
weird.
everything.
I thought that was
But like,
strange.
she didn't even say nice to meet you to Caroline. She didn't even look her in the eye, which for me, that's huge when you're meeting a mom, especially from an Italian family.
Yeah.
You know? And you always just caught her. She was just very, very quiet. I get that she's nervous.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. This girl she's dating Albie. All of a sudden, she's swept in on this show, and she's, meeting his mom. Now, who knows if she's meeting her truly for the first time, or if this is just for TV's sake. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was for TV.
Oh.
I wouldn't be. So, like, just imagine meeting, your boyfriend's mom for the first time on camera. You know what I mean? How are you going to react?
I would have reacted differently, because I put myself in that position, and I was like, I would want people to see, because say she's a fun, outgoing person without the
She
camera.
would have to be outgoing if she's a freaking cheerleader.
I don't think.
Come on.
I don't know. I think
She
that's
would at
more
least know how to put her
performing.
game face
She would
on.
have know how to do that, right? She
You
would know how
know?
to do that. But I think it's like acting too. A lot of actors can get into a scene and really be able to perform, but then you get them in an interview and they're shy and awkward and they don't know how to. I do think it's like that. Like, I don't think that necessarily because she's a cheerleader she can kind of be outgoing and have that. I don't know. I throw cameras on. I want to see her be more lively, and I got the impression that is her personality. She's kind of a wet blanket.
I thought it was weird that Melissa Gorga was telling her marriage advice when, like, they haven't even been dating that long. And, like, it's like, okay, you don't start talking to someone who you've, maybe, quote, met for the first
10
time or maybe
seconds.
not,
Right.
about, like, sex, about folding laundry. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is not how you become someone's wife. That's how you become someone's, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, girls?
Mistress?
Concubine. I don't know.
Jump off?
No, but, like,
Jump off. I know where your head's at. Jesus.
I was just making a really good point. And I couldn't think of the word.
I'm sorry.
No, but it's like, when she's like, when he leaves the house, vacuum the room.
Oh,
fold
yeah.
his
A
laundry,
domestic goddess or something from the
and it's
50s.
Like, there are definitely ways. I think this is what made me upset, is that I am very old fashioned, but I'm an independent woman as well, or at least trying to be. And, there's a way that you can show someone, that you are wifey material without being a total pushover.
Right. And
Still demanding.
And still maintain your confidence, independence as a woman. I get what you're saying.
And
I
it's
do.
like that shouldn't even been talked about on that day, like you said.
Yeah.
Like we could argue that. We could talk about that too, but like Melissa that was really random. Like I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are
You're
you
already talking about
that?
putting a ring on it? Like,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Oh.
Looks like we got a little note that
Thank
on
you,
the
Marissa.
AC.
They're working on the AC. It's a little warm in here, you guys.
A little
just
bit.
in case, you can't.
It definitely
You can't hear it in our
Right.
voices. Yes.
Can we talk about the toilet paper stuck to Melissa's foot?
I think it was on purpose, actually.
No,
I didn't see
why?
that.
No, because it was on both feet. I think it was so that her heels wouldn't scuff the bar.
Oh.
But I don't know. I think
Because she was looking down at her feet.
Man, I thought I saw Caroline being like, "Girl, you got something on." I was watching it like I didn't.
I
really,
just thought it
couldn't
was
really
strange
hear.
in general that they were on the bar dancing. I'm like, what?
And I think they closed it down though. It was just them.
It was just
but
weird.
still, I guess
It was
they
weird.
must have been drunk.
But
My mom
let's-
dances on
let-
tables.
Let's get to
Tastefully.
your
She's one of the
mom
most-
dances on tables.
She's one of the classiest people I know. But
Please tweet her and tell her to call in. I got to hear about this. Please.
she does. I think she's probably sleeping already. She's in Central Time.
Sleeping.
But no, my mom,
8:20?
she likes to have a good time. And she'll tastefully do it. She's not someone who will take shots. She'll never have one too many
She
drinks.
does it sober.
She'll do it sober. She just loves to dance. She's a dancer. She was a ballet instructor at Jazz Tap. She had her own dance studios. She just likes to have a good time. She's always the life of the party.
We need to come back to this.
Yeah, we do.
Mom needs
talk
to call
about
in.
it.
But speaking of moms, I wanted to talk about Caroline's reaction to Albie's new girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem very gung-ho about it. And she obviously seems to know her son very well, because it sounds like, and if you paid attention to the scenes for the next, it sounds like if Albie had to choose between a relationship with, what's her name, Lindsay?
Yep.
If he had to choose between a relationship with Lindsay, and his like new, career and business with BLK and all that, it sounds like he might choose Lindsay. And
Right.
mom feels like, you know what, she seems like a nice girl, but I think, you don't need to be focusing on a relationship right now. Your focus should be on, your business and your career. What do you guys think about that? Like, at the end of the day, it's possible to balance both.
It definitely is, but I think Albie with his career, I mean, like you said, the whole silver spoon thing, I wonder if he knows that it can wait, or like, I mean, he's still.
What can wait? The relationship or the career?
His career, like, because he already has money. His family has money, and they have this show, and they know it's not going anywhere for a little while at least. The only reason why I can kind of understand, I don't agree with it, but maybe I think with Lindsay, he thinks like it's the here and now. He's like head over heels. Whereas when it comes to success, he's like, well, I can do like maybe 80% now, and then see what happens and do 100. Like, I don't think that he's like gonna put forth his career and. Not focus on the girl.
I don't think he has to sidetrack his career just to like be in a relationship with this girl.
But it seems like Caroline thinks that, right?
She does, because at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but it's always the woman who ends up having to like sideline her stuff.
Right.
For a man, it's very different. Like he can balance it. Are you kidding me?
But like she said, girls want attention, and
they
girls
do.
gonna get it.
And he can balance that. But okay, wait, is he 25, 26?
25 or 26.
25 or 26. So, I mean, he is at the age where it's normal for him to have a serious relationship, we don't need to start talking about marriage.
He said that though. He said it in the episode. He said something about settling. He didn't say marriage, but he's like,
Greg
it's time I
brought it
start
up.
settling down. Yep. He goes,
Greg said,
or was it Gorga?
This is the girl I'm gonna marry. Remember when they were at the
please.
table for breakfast and she left, and they'd been saying that she'd been spending a lot of time overnight there.
He's not marrying that girl. You know why? To your point earlier, what is her career? What does she do?
I know.
Because I feel like any woman that comes into that family, she needs to be able to support herself. She needs to have some type of like professional identity.
At least go to school. There's
least
no way
something.
they're
She
gonna
didn't go to school?
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
Not necessarily. I think as long as she's putting Albie first, I think that's what they're going to care about the most. And as long as she clearly shows that she's not depending on him before he puts a ring on it.
Yes, but and to me that translates into having some type of career, having some type of education, having some goals, having some ambition. Because look at what they foster for all of their children. The Manzos are like, you got to work, get the hell out. Now you're on your own. You have to make your own money. So I think that's a value that they really like appreciate. So that's going to apply to any like person that comes into their children's lives.
We'll have to see. Next episode, it sounds like he gets really passionate about the subject. And we'll see if we get to see more of Lindsay, figure out more of who she is.
I don't see this
but
relationship.
They're playing her up,
lasting.
I think, a little too much.
I agree.
I know.
I agree.
Like you said, it's just it's a part-time job. Like, what, you know what I mean? Actually, I'm not sure about football. I only have experience from the basketball, the cheerleaders, and it was just game night. I mean, they practice, but you only got paid for the games and whatnot.
Really? So they get paid that little? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
They practice almost every single day, and they get a lot of benefits. Like they'll get maybe tanning packages or a fitness membership.
Meet
or
a baller.
Laser hair removal or plastic surgery.
Meet a baller.
They're not allowed to fraternize with the baller.
Oh, yeah, they can't.
Oh, I don't believe that.
It's very strict.
Yeah, very
Really?
strict. Yeah,
I promise
it is.
you.
I worked for the Celtics, and it was very, very strict. And if they did, and there was any rumors, they would get fired. They would
Immediately.
be fired.
Okay, get fired, or if I hang out with number 38, I'm
But number 38 is probably like, I'll hang out with you for a day and peace out. It's not like they're gonna wifey them up. You never know. You can always take that chance. That one Richard Jefferson did, and that didn't really work out. She left him for that, and then sure enough, the girl on Basketball Wives.
They cannot fraternize with the players.
No. Oh my gosh. No.
I used to go, when I was in high school, I used to go to junior training camp for the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders. And had I stayed in Minnesota, I would have auditioned and, hopefully would have been on the team. And that was so strict. And every single girl I knew, they didn't even have an interest in pursuing it.
Right.
Oh, wow.
They didn't want to, risk their reputations.
So they're making so little money, yet like so much of their time is committed to this.
It's like a sorority almost. Like the girls get so close to each other. They're doing what they love. These are girls that were dancing in high school and college, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I can't dance anymore. What am I going to do? And they get to perform in front of, thousands of people.
It's the rush.
They get 2 tickets to the game, every game.
For $150 a day?
I mean, or less, who knows? It's different for every team.
A lot of them do it while they're in college, though. A lot of girls from my school, just Northeastern in Boston, they did it. So it's like for them, it's like they're going to school and then they get to go to like TD Garden and perform. It was, I was just working in behind the scenes in media relations, and I was like, I'd walk out in the court and be like, ooh, like it's a rush, it's fun, and when you're dancing out there in front of 18,000 people, it's exciting.
Or there are even those who are full-time moms now and family women, and this is their time to go off and do their favorite workout or hang out with other women who they love, or it's
So basically, Lindsay, getting back to that, has got to have something else because this is not a career. So
time
but
will
people
tell.
definitely think it is. So it's a good point to bring up.
If Lindsay hangs around. Moving on.
And my mom's still awake, you guys. She's texting me, so she might
tell her to call in.
I did. I told her to call.
Okay, good. Well, let's move on to the Giudices. So we got to hear from Joe. We got to hear back from Teresa about what they thought about their therapy appointment. And there were a couple of things that like I wanted to acknowledge. First of all, I heard Teresa say, "Oh, I don't think the therapist likes you," and I'm like, or likes me, and I'm like, it's not about him liking you. Like, you know, like, can you get your ego out of this? Because she's
can't.
so egocentric, you know. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, like you've missed the whole point of what this is supposed to do. You know, like, what did that resonate with you guys at all?
She never knew what the point was going into it because she wasn't wrong. She was trying to fix her brother. She wasn't at fault.
And he was trying to fix her.
True.
But it's the first one, and this is totally,
I don't
totally
think they're not
normal.
going back. They're not going back.
Right, but I'm saying this was the first time they went to therapy. I didn't expect anything different. Like that, I didn't expect them to be changed people.
Yeah, and even Joe was just like, "Oh, it didn't work," and whatever, because he's talking to Melissa's side of the family in the kitchen about it. And it's kind of sad because I feel like both of them just lost sight of what the original goal was, and it's just they're still like two hard heads, you know, and they don't get it. They don't get it.
It's just how they are, unfortunately.
I know. I guess the only good thing that came out of it is I think that it made them communicate even about the experience, which kind of brought about the Sunday dinners again. And who knows if it's going to happen, but at least it's like a little bit back up again before it goes back down. And I mean, we all know it goes back down, unfortunately, because we know of the current
the current situation.
The current situation. But I think if they continued it would have brought them that conversation about. And so I think it would have been good because you could see how it didn't solve it much, but it brought about just them acknowledging that they wanted to fix things, which is huge.
I also like how Joe was like, you know, I don't want to have to think about getting upset or, you know, trying to control everything before I get into every situation. You know, I never get hot-headed, and Melissa's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Or that's just like Teresa making the comment, you know, I don't like to, what does she say? I don't like to start anything, or I don't like to
hold grudges.
Yeah, I don't hold grudges. I was like, really? Is
the
she
grudge
for real?
master?
Is she for real? Does she hear herself? I was just like, she's got to be kidding me. Like, both of them, I think, are so completely deluded about like what their issues are and how to solve them. And it's just nuts.
I know.
It's totally crazy. If only. Moving on. So, Melissa, finally, she's working on her music. And I thought it was really funny. She got hooked up with
Chris Judd.
And did you hear the comment she made? Michael Jackson and Melissa Corga.
I know.
Really?
Really?
Calm down.
She's trying. She's trying.
I know, it's weird. I have to say, when she first walked in and started, he's like, "Show me what you got. Like, let's just see what you got." You know, I could feel I was embarrassed.
You got me. It's like that white girl. You know, when white girls like think they can dance. You know,
but
they're just like.
And you know what I even think is that she was holding back because she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah,
like,
because she was scared.
Hence why she hired someone.
Yes,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but I have to say, if I was put in that position, I would be. I'm not outgoing, but that would really intimidate me. But I don't want to be a singer and dancer.
What would intimidate you?
Chris Judd saying, "All right, go." Like, "All right, go. Show me what you got." But I'm not a dancer, so I wouldn't enjoy that.
Well, somebody's paying big money for him to be there, so she better.
Well, she better bring it, right? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, she needs to. If that's her passion. If that is her passion, then you want to see it more. She almost acted like I would act, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like going into it, I was like, "Girl, you're holding back. I could see it."
Right. Yeah.
I have to say, you know, like from our standpoint, we're thinking like, okay, oh my gosh, like. You know, she's fine, but she's no pop star by any means. At the same time, I have to admire the fact that she really is trying to prepare herself using all the best that she can.
Yeah,
because
agreed.
Let's face it, if you're going to get in front of that many people, you want to use the best of the best. You want to put your best foot forward. And she's making the decision, so kudos to her for like having that much confidence and for like, you know, putting herself out there.
Right. Oopsies.
I'm putting myself out there too much.
Putting yourself out there
Just
on
knock
the
the
mic,
microphone
Giselle.
over.
It's not exactly, you know, my cup of tea.
Right.
But
Right.
Well, you know what I thought was really funny is just how, like, in the editing, they pitted Melissa against Gia.
Yeah, they did.
That was so funny because basically they were both preparing for the same event, and I forget what it was called. Break some kind of music festival, but like I forget the name.
Stock.
Break Stock something, whatever. But they were preparing for this same event. So
Gia's facial expression.
Gia was preparing, she was auditioning to dance in it, and here Melissa's preparing to sing at it. So it was the same event, yet I think we see Melissa kind of like, what's her name, Elaine from Seinfeld. So Melissa's
that's a funny reference.
Melissa's like this, and Gia's like, work it. Like, Gia's like doing it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pop and lock and pop and lock and strapple and boom boom cat. Like Gia had it, and Gia got picked.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris Judd is like,
I know.
Melissa has the face. Gia has the moves.
Gia has the expertise. She has the youth. She has the fearlessness. You know, she doesn't know any better, so she's gonna always put her best foot forward. Whereas Melissa's like, oh my God, what do people want to think?
Yeah.
I thought it's interesting how they let the mom sit in on the audition.
I thought that was normal, right? Because think about what's that, dance moms? Don't the moms sit in on
not in the same room?
Oh, they don't.
No,
but aren't they? But aren't they able to watch?
But that's a dance team.
Oh, okay.
If you're watching, if there's a team, of course they have windows, their parents can watch, whatever.
Right.
But an audition for the mom to be in the room, I thought that was a little.
Mom was probably in the room
suspicious.
because the camera's in the room. How about that?
Yeah.
But Gia's got some skills.
She's got some
little
moves.
talent.
I know.
She
I
has
was like,
some
little
moves.
booty. When she grows up, I'm like, she's gonna be.
She was really cute.
She'll be cute.
Maybe she'll be a New York Jets cheerleader.
Oh, maybe.
Reach for the stars. Gia. Reach for the stars. So I thought that was super, super cute. Okay, moving on. Unfortunately, we don't have Susan here because Susan is in love with Rosie.
Yeah.
So,
And Melissa. She would have ripped Melissa a new one. With that.
But so we see Rosie finally getting a little love and attention.
Yeah. What do you think about that blonde chick? She there for the cameras or she in there for Rosie?
I don't know.
I liked the blonde chick,
I'm
but
not sure.
What do you think?
I felt so uncomfortable more than ever.
Why?
I always love Kathy, but I felt like Kathy was revealing her true colors in terms of her discomfort when it comes to Rosie's homosexuality.
And we talked about that last week.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she said, I'm just nervous because I don't want her to get hurt. And it's like,
that's not it. You're nervous because you're uncomfortable.
You
with
met
the
her for the very
situation.
first time, you know, and then for her to be like, well, I heard with homosexual women that they bring the U-Haul for the second date.
I think everyone across the board was like, what is that comment?
Hold on a second. And then I felt, granted it could have been editing, but I felt like Richie was just overcompensating in terms of oh no, I'm cool with the lesbians. I'm cool with because I did
I like the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I think deep down, I don't
actions speak louder than words.
I don't think they agree with it. I think they're extremely uncomfortable. I think this is a new concept. I think the only reason why they're embracing it right now, I feel like I'm talking really fast. Sorry. I think the only reason why they're embracing it right now is because there's cameras in the house. That's my true, honest take on it. I don't think they support her. I don't think they're comfortable. And I don't think they really want to see it.
I think more than ever, they wish she wasn't. I think
of
that,
course.
I think that that's so ingrained in their head, though. That's like they wish that she was not a lesbian and that she wasn't the way she is, like all. But I really believe that they don't want her to be like that. But they don't.
The mom is fine though.
I don't know.
I still think
she's usually really quiet.
That's why Rosie doesn't feel acceptance, though, is because they don't accept her for who she is. They wish she was something else.
That dinner did seem a bit contrived, and it was just a bit stuffy. I agree. The girl, I forget her name. I don't either know. But it didn't feel natural. It didn't feel right.
Do you think that girl really was interested in Rosie, though?
Well,
I don't know.
That's the other thing too, is that it was hard to figure out because it sounded like Rosie was just bringing over a friend, and then all of a sudden they're talking about this serious relationship starting, and it's like Rosie's like, no,
Did you drop the L bomb?
It started off as friendship and blah 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 blah.
Well, everybody else was putting that on Rosie. They're
like,
oh, who's this girl?
I think she was like, I loved her when I first met her. They said the love.
But she was like, I fell in love with her when I first met her, but not LOVE. As in, I would say, I fell in love with you the first time that we did the show together.
LUV. Okay. LUV, not LOVE. There's a difference.
Yeah, all right.
But so I personally, I didn't really see any chemistry between the two women. I don't know.
Well, I think they were probably trying to be polite, too, if anything. You know? Are they going to be all lovey-dovey when this is the first person Rosie's ever really brought home?
It's not. But okay, so let's break this down. Rosie is
not the best
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say she's more butch.
Yes,
she's
of course.
She's not. Well, what else am I gonna say?
She has a masculine energy.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's not in the best shape of her
very
life.
PC.
And she's
Giselle.
a bigger girl.
She's a bigger girl, yeah.
Bigger. I wasn't even gonna go with the bigger. Like, whatever. That's not. But she's very. Yeah, she's more masculine. She's not. She's not. She's not wearing lipstick. She's not wearing makeup. Her hair is short. So she's. I don't know. I didn't see it.
But doesn't that usually happen with like the lipstick
and
versus?
the-
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't.
It's not
really
all
know.
about the physical.
I know, but I'm just.
No, but I mean, we're gonna be real here, and we're gonna
Yeah.
break it down. And physical connection. She's obviously the blonde one was a decent looking. What do you mean? I don't know.
No, keep going.
Guys, we're backtracking now.
We are back.
We're digging holes.
I want to see what everybody else thinks about this. Okay, I know
Somebody
everybody
call
else wants to
in,
talk.
please, because we're shoveling big holes for ourselves and putting our foots in our mouths. Maybe we should
Our foots, our feet.
our feet.
All I have to say is, okay, regardless, it does.
We all try to wrap it up. Go ahead.
Regardless, who cares if it's going to work out between them or not? It's the first time that they'd really hung out since meeting at the bar. I think the point of the point of this segment being in the episode was for the family to show their acceptance and for, they had the theme of Albie introducing Lindsay to the family and Rosie introducing a girl to the family. It's not necessarily a new relationship, a new whatever.
Here's the question: do we think it was real? I didn't mean to cut you off, but do we think it was real?
I don't know. I don't think that she was
real as real can be for the show. They went to the gay bar and they're an Italian family. Kathy invited, whoever opened for dinner, or Rosie invited Kathy over for dinner. It's
She
like,
gets on
I think
TV.
I've told you guys before, my family is very, very abnormally close.
Abnormally close.
Well, we're very, very close. If I were to live at home, I would probably, or not live like in my parents' house, but if I were to live in Minnesota, I would have dinner with my family at least 2 or 3 times a week. We would be together probably Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for at least something, like probably Friday for dinner, Saturday for lunch, Sunday for a barbecue.
Wow.
And so I have 2 older brothers. One of them is married, love my sister-in-law. The other one is single. And usually by the second or third time he hangs out with a girl, if he's going to hang out with her for Friday for dinner or Saturday for dinner,
She's coming
and we
over.
already have plans with the family, she's going to come over.
She's meeting the family.
That doesn't mean that he likes her any more than any other girl. But
What a letdown for the girl he's
that's
dating.
the thing, though.
That
But
sucks.
that's just how we are, and that's an early on thing because they need to realize that family is such a big part of our lives. But just because
But that sucks for the girl who's like second date and,
Right.
and it's on a Friday and he happens to take her home. So she's thinking, oh my God, he's taking me
me
home to meet the
and
family.
he's going
Meanwhile-
cha-ching.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, he's just going, well, we do this every weekend and it just so happened that I'm taking you out on this day, so it doesn't mean anything. Oh, ouch.
I mean, he's not going to say that to her.
Of course not, but she doesn't know
But
that.
that's just how, and they're the same. I feel like in certain circumstances, it kind of seems like maybe they're the same way, or at least that they're trying to bring that about with their new
Yeah.
acceptance for Rosie.
Oh, interesting.
You know?
Interesting. Well, we're going to see this unfold. I think we're at the end of the day, we're going to see how authentic this relationship is with this new woman. And we already have our opinions about how, the Wakilis are embracing, Rosie. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I really don't.
Well, we're gonna have they're gonna have cameras around for the next who knows how long, so they're gonna keep milking it out. Time will tell,
honey. Time will tell.
For now, Rosie and Kathy are still talking and
they
tweeting.
They are talking and tweeting and talking. 2 T's. Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about Jacqueline and Teresa. So obviously last episode, we saw the demise of their friendship. And this episode, it was at Melissa's party for her daughter. What was that? A big caterpillar or a big bouncy house caterpillar, whatever.
Inflatables in the backyard.
Exactly, inflatables in the backyard. We see the two interact, and Jacqueline's just like,
super awkward.
it was so
God.
What was even more awkward is that Joe Gorga saw Jacqueline coming and still continued to egg Teresa on with the conversation instead of being like, yo, she's coming. He saw her. He definitely saw her.
Right behind
Right?
her.
So that was a little weird. But then when she walked up, it's funny because there was so much uncomfortableness that
know.
Teresa even was like, your leopard shirt's cute or something. She like threw out a little like
Cute.
compliment.
Yeah.
And Jacqueline's like, thanks. But you can tell Jacqueline's like, is like, oh my God, yeah, she's talking to me.
the
Like, I feel like
tension-
I
Jacqueline
was
wants
surprised
that.
that Teresa did talk to her.
the tension.
I was
like,
surprised.
cut it
I was
with
kind of
knife.
like, oh, there's a start. Good for you, Teresa.
Yeah, it's really sad because I feel like at the end of the day, Jacqueline was really one of Teresa's last genuine friends. And now that relationship has completely been severed, like completely. you know? And I think Teresa has now found like solace in her family, or she's trying to work on her family because all her friends are gone. Like these women are like
Except for
nowhere.
Pam G.
Oh,
Who's her number one fan?
yeah, Pam G, her number one fan. Woo woo. But it was just so weird. Like, do we think that they're like this relationship is ever gonna get mended?
Who knows? Not anytime soon, that's for sure. I'm excited to see what the reunion's going to be like.
Oh, I can't
If they'll
wait
all
for
show
that
up.
reunion.
If they'll all
that
show
reunion
up.
is going to be GOOD. Good. Sorry. Leave out an O and you got God. Sorry. Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Diona?
I don't know. I'm just hot.
You're hot.
I'm hot.
It is hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
I think the AC went off again.
Yeah. How are we doing with that AC, Marissa?
Where are BLK beverages?
Oh God, I know. What's going on?
Send
with
it to us.
They won't call me
Albie, so we can
back.
cool down.
So how about we hit a quick commercial, you guys,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back with some news and predictions and all that kind of fun stuff.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Hey, we are back. No need to adjust your video monitor. Yes, I am very shiny because I'm sweating.
You're not shiny.
No, you're good.
actually
You're
not.
good.
The AC still isn't working in the studio, but that's okay.
It's hot here in Cali.
We're troopers. Actually, like, you know what? Even though it's like so crazy hot, like across the country, like in the evening, it's still like you could throw on a leather
Cool.
jacket. It's like
Here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't it like
I
we're in the
can't
desert?
complain.
Like, I don't know.
It was just.
I was in
yeah, it is,
110 degrees all weekend.
In Vegas.
Yeah. But I was in a bikini, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I saw your little Facebook pictures
Bikini
you
water.
posted. All right, you guys.
Encore Beach Club, y'all.
Woo, what?
The hottest pool party in Vegas. Just a little shameless plug right there.
I see. So I think we're done summing up this episode, right? Anybody got?
Yeah,
any
let's
other-
get to like the juicy, because I haven't heard the updates from you. So
Oh, happy birthday to Greg, too.
Oh yes, that's
TV
right.
News.
Real quick, we have a happy birthday to Greg. He celebrated his birthday. What's Greg?
On the show.
On the show.
on the show, like
went to
Happy
bar.
birthday
Oh
to
my
ya.
God.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Greg. Okay, sorry.
I love when you do that.
She just breaks it out. You never know where it's going
Wait,
to
but
come
that was
from.
like 8 months ago.
What?
I know.
His birthday. But I mean, whatever. Happy
We're just
debut
now
birthday.
seeing it. So, for all intents and purposes, his birthday was last week. Whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, so news and gossip. So, okay, you guys, it's getting really juicy. Are Teresa and Joe leading separate lives?
What?
So, Jacqueline Larita thinks that Joe and Teresa are leading separate lives. And a comment from Melania seems to support that claim. Watch the sneak peek. Well, we don't need to talk about that. But, so what do we think about that?
Was that the top comment
Yes,
that Melania
the comment,
said about
the comment
you never spend
today.
time with your kids or girls?
Exactly. And I feel like there's a lot more behind that comment than what we realize. Because like I said, she's a 6-year-old. Kids tend to be very honest. You know, they say what they see. They say what's on their mind, you know.
I mean, I think that we've seen him go down to the shore that time that Teresa took Gia somewhere. So that was
Right.
one. I mean, this is just what we've seen. Another one was just now talking about how he might not want to go.
time, right.
And this is just what we see on camera. Granted, they're not filming every single day.
Right.
And when they're not filming, I think he has to be there for the filming.
Right.
So
And let's not forget the reunion from last season. The reason why Jacqueline didn't show up, remember, is because apparently Joe was seen at some like diner or something with some woman, and like the rumor was that Jacqueline like went to the tabloids or something like that and talked about
Right,
it. So
right.
this has been brewing for a while.
I
like,
think
a
it's
long
definitely.
time.
There was actually pictures. I think if you Google it, there's pictures of him with a girl. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to like.
I mean,
I feel like I should pull it up now, but
I don't know.
Anyways, I believe it though. I 100% believe it.
I believe
do
it too, because I think the other piece of this is that we all know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Teresa, it sounds like she's the breadwinner for the family right now. She's got her cookbooks. She did The Celebrity Apprentice. She's really getting herself out there. Joe is,
And she was gone a long time
Yeah,
while she was
where-
Celebrity
yeah.
when
Apprentice.
she was filming that, where do you
She
think
was
she was in the
submit-
city? Like, of course, like Joe's
At
gonna
the
be.
same time, she was coming back home to Jersey. It's not like she was in
Was she?
freaking Florida. I mean, I'm just saying.
I feel like she was
don't know.
staying at the,
think
for
so, too.
filming. She was staying at the hotel in New
True.
York.
True,
I mean,
true,
it doesn't
true.
matter how far away
True.
you are if
True.
you're not there.
True,
you're
but
not
who's
there.
keeping those kids? Who's keeping the kids?
I mean, it's
Judice?
I highly doubt all of them are getting by without a nanny.
True.
Right.
True. I don't know. I think there might be some serious truth to that, and only time will tell. But I feel like they're such private people. I think she would fight till the death to keep that, inside
Under
and
wraps?
under wraps, and not
Oh
let it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Fight to the death. So
Yeah.
we will see in time like what the future holds.
Yes.
Next up, it looks like Teresa is really fighting to, stay on the show. So apparently she's, all of them are in talks with the network right now,
Right.
with Andy Cohen, about renewing their contracts. And it sounds like she's really just like, really, really eager to get her contract signed, because we saw with Housewives of New York, they got rid of 3 of the people.
Yeah.
But I will say that I heard that the ratings for Real Housewives of New York have been down, because at the end of the day,
Really?
I think
People
I think 3 new people is a little too much for your devoted fans and audience for years to
True.
get used to. Like it was too many people to lose all at once.
I
know what
love
mean?
it.
This is better.
I like it, but like I still think, I think they should have maybe done it gradually instead
There's
of
a spider behind you, Diona. It's on the wall.
Yeah. Really? Sorry. It just crawled away.
And Adrienne just freaked out about it.
Oh my God.
Okay. Charlotte's
Anyway,
Web behind me.
back
But,
to, who
yeah.
knows?
So I think it's just a little too much. That's too much change to throw on your viewers and your fans. Maybe they should have just lost 1 person or 2, but 3. It's just, I think it's a bit much. So I think that's why Teresa is scrambling to secure her place for another season, because they need that money. They need that check.
Yeah, and
Right?
the exposure.
And the
as well.
exposure, she needs that check. She needs it to sell her books.
Right.
She wants more ventures,
It's just exposure. Yeah,
Because
exposure.
Joe, what's he doing? He's, facing going to prison.
Right.
He's not working.
Well, who knows? She could be too.
She could be. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
What do you guys think if Joe were to have been unfaithful to her? Do you think she would stay or go?
She would stay.
She would stay. She would stay. I think she would look the other way. I think she would just.
Despite her table throwing temper?
I think she
Yeah,
would. She would focus
I do,
on her
when it comes
kids.
to him.
She would focus on her career. It's for her. I think it's all about saving face. Like, she didn't even want to go to therapy, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? I think it's about saving face with her. I think she would stay. She would, just to put on the perfect picture that they're still the perfect family. She's got the 4 kids, the big house, the husband. She would
And
stay.
I think he'll cheat, but I think he'll stay with her, and I think she knows that. So
Well,
It's-
he doesn't have a pot to piss in right now. Of course,
that's
he's
what
gonna
I'm
stay
saying.
with her.
So even if he cheats, it's like, all right, well, he'll still stay, and that's
Yeah.
what she wants.
Well, they can't afford a divorce, I guess.
No, they probably can't. And the division of property and all that shit, stuff. Sorry. Ooh. But yeah, I think she would stay.
Sometimes in Italian, culture too, it's like being number one is like good enough. Like it's really messed up to say
Hugh
that.
Hefner mentality.
But like it's just kind of like, well, I'm still the wife. Like, I mean, this is like, not necessarily across the board. It's just
Right.
in general sometimes that happens.
So let's see here. I've got a fun little roundup of top tweets of the week from the Housewives. So let's, okay. Jacqueline Larita, I think she has the best one, to be perfectly honest. She says, such sincere attempts to be a family again, huh? Can you feel the love? Laugh out loud. We wonder who this one's about.
No, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Very, very obvious that she's talking about Teresa.
That's pretty bold of her.
It is really bold of her, and that just goes to show you, like, these are tweets that they're actually tweeting now, exactly, present day.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot of animosity. There's a lot of bad blood still. Like, fences have not been mended. Teresa and Jacqueline are not friends, so I don't know.
I think something that I heard interestingly, I do host another show on AfterBuzz, a reality TV show.
Yes.
And we had a caller call in, and she said, and she was someone who people did not like her on the show. Like, she was a fan, like, someone who was hated by all the fans.
From the show, from Love in the Wild.
From Love in the Wild,
Okay.
yes. And she called in and, we said, how do you feel about your portrayal? And normally someone who's hated, for example, Teresa, who's very defensive, they get like that. Super defensive, super whatever. And she owned up to it. She said, you know what? To be totally honest with you, the camera doesn't lie. Even though they only chose to maybe pick one or two things, what you saw is what happened.
Okay.
And whether they, exaggerated things or maybe kind of threw some things under the rug, what you see is what is there.
Okay.
And clearly with all of the animosity that is developed towards Teresa even after the show, even though we kind of question like, oh, was it Melissa's fault? Is it Teresa's fault? Well, if you look at everything like this, for example, there's clearly some of the truth to the very overproduced segments, I think.
Right.
So
I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good point. At the end of the day, editing only does so much.
Right.
But yeah, I actually like that she, called in and was honest about that because she didn't have to be.
Right.
So that's interesting. Let's see here. What's another interesting quote? Oh, here's one from Teresa Giudice. She goes, "I'm so happy about getting over 500,000 followers." She has 500,000 Twitter followers. Do we think she paid for any of these? Because we all know you can pay for Twitter followers.
a lot of the housewives have a lot.
You can. Tweens.com. What now?
Wait, finish the rest of the quote. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so happy about getting over 500,000 followers. You are like a big family that lives in my phone. Ha! You're like a big family that lives in my phone.
That is so her, though.
What? Okay, Teresa.
Very Teresa.
It's silly.
500,000 followers? That's freaking insane.
Twitter's been around for a very long time.
Well, yeah, okay.
My mom says for me to stop cleaning my teeth. She just texted me. So like she's watching.
Wait, she's... Oh.
Mom, I
Hi,
got some
Mama
lipstick on my
Ugarte.
teeth. Deanna gestured to me that I had some lipstick on my teeth.
No,
so
I
I'm
was
trying to clean
actually
it.
taking it off mine.
Oh,
I
you
wasn't,
were?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
I felt something on my teeth, so I wasn't even doing that to you. So that's really funny.
Paranoid. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, let's see here. Another tweet from Melissa Gorga. Is everyone listening to the @Melissa Gorga station on Pandora?
Ew.
No. Happy 4th.
How do you get a Pandora station? Did she make it herself?
Well, you know how you can, choose what station you want to listen to
Yeah.
based off of the genre of music?
Right.
I guess, well, let's try it. I guess you can put in Melissa Gorga and...
I'm
here.
sure you
That's
can.
what I'm saying. That's what
Only
I'm saying.
because people like us right now know her. We're going to put it in, and the
please.
advertisers are going to get on it. That's the only reason. No one's really listening to music. It's just advertisers that are paying.
Any music artist, basically, if you're a music artist, if you have music out there, that's what you're searching for. So it's not like she did something like, hold on, Melissa Gorga.
yeah.
Well, no, but it's like a radio
Melissa Gorga.
station.
Well, you guys can't see it, but yeah, it says Melissa Gorga, so that can be.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
I know that it exists. What I'm saying is that I'm surprised that there's enough demand for her music
I don't
that she
think
would
there
have her
is.
own station.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there's enough demand. I just think it's the show. Oh, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me turn off my Pandora.
hello there.
Sorry. But
Hello.
yeah, so that was Melissa's comment.
Is it me
And then looking for...
We had to sing along before the show started, guys.
It was fun.
It's hot in here.
Oh, yeah, it is hot in here. Here's another from Jacqueline. Update. Ashley Holmes has now started the removal of that tattoo. Oh, thank God. First of all, why would you even get a tattoo of something like that to remind you of your favorite bar on your hand?
Like I
Where
said,
everybody can see it. Like, what is she thinking?
like I
She's
said,
not.
stupid, but maybe that's the
Stupid
mentality.
is, stupid does.
Sorry. Hey, we've all been there before, and a lot of people have that mentality now, now, whether it be a tattoo, well, if I get a tattoo, I can always get it removed.
Yeah.
Well, if I get wrinkling from tanning, I can always get Botox. There's just
mean,
that, that really
It's
kinda
like
eerie mentality that you can always reverse things with the technology
it's just
now.
crazy. It's like $200 for a tattoo. Check.
$500 to take it off.
$500 to take it off. 2 weeks later, check.
Yeah.
Realizing that I made a stupid decision,
Priceless.
priceless. I mean, it's like, God. Oh, you kind of just want to like shake her.
Hey, she's getting it together.
Ashley, come into the studio, girl. Ashley, we just want to hear your side of the story. All right, I think that's it, you guys.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
hot.
it. It's hot in here, y'all. I'm sweating. It's time for predictions.
Yay.
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 And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. Let's start off with Lindsay, the new girlfriend of Albie. Like, where do we see that going?
I think that they're gonna sit down, have a talk about the business. They are probably going to give Albie a hard time, and he's gonna follow his heart.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think his family's going to completely support this relationship.
No, and she's not a lovable from the get-go. She's not a lovable. We don't know her that well. I mean, I'm just saying, but you know.
But I don't think
Caroline's not. Caroline and Lauren are not very.
Yeah, you can read it.
Welcome.
I also think next episode we're going to see this big RV trip to Napa Valley. Somebody yelling back there? I don't know. But yeah, I think this next. Yeah, I think this next episode we're going to see the big RV trip to Napa Valley, and we all know that Melissa and Joe have talked about going. The therapist recommended they stay in separate RVs, but at the end of the day, what does that mean? Because if Melissa isn't in the same RV as her brother and his family, that means she's in the same RV with either Jacqueline or Caroline. Not a good combination.
Praise baby Jesus. Oh my God.
Praise baby Jesus.
I just see Vino and fighting. That's all I see.
I know.
We'll see.
So that's going to be interesting. And
splits.
And lots of splits.
Middle splits.
Splits and I don't think the kids are going. Thank God. Because can you imagine kids in an RV? Ooh.
Too bad. Yeah, I would like to see the Judases in that, but whatever. Another time.
So I think next week we're still in for a lot of fun juiciness from our favorite housewives from the Garden State.
And your favorite hosts that recap.
And your favorite hosts that recap. And right now we're going to just go around the room and talk about what everybody's got going on.
I'm on my Instagram game, so follow me. I'm so excited about it. Adrienne_Vairo. Follow me.
You can find me at Giselle Ugarte on Twitter, GiselleUgarte.com. And of course, tomorrow, don't forget to start voting. YouLookHot.com.
Vote.
The letter
You look
U,
hot.
HAUTE.com. July 10th through the 17th. Vote for me.
We're going to start voting, and I am Diona Vaughan. You guys can catch me on Go To Girl TV for new webisodes about how to save money and still look fabulous. You can follow me on Twitter at Go To Girl TV. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Daniel Musto. I actually interviewed him today. He's a celebrity stylist. You guys probably saw Daniel on Fashion Star a few months back, and he is just such a great guy, just wonderful. He took me backstage to show me all the behind the scenes of what a celebrity stylist is all about. So thank you very much, Daniel Musto. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next show, but we'll see you next week. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.